So we want to take some time to send a rest in peace and some love to the family of Whitney Houston. Her mother, Cissy Houston, was announced last night that she passed away. I spoke with a rep for Cissy Houston who told me that she passed away at 91 years old. She was surrounded by her family in New Jersey, in her New Jersey home. She was under hospice care. She had been dealing with Alzheimer's disease for some time. She was, I believe I said she was 91 years old, but
91, yep.
Yeah, people know, a lot of people know Cissy Houston as Miss Cissy Houston as the mother of Whitney Houston, but she was also a very, very successful gospel singer, a gospel music legend, 2-time Grammy winner. She began singing back in 1938. She collaborated with Beyonce, Luther Vandross. She sung backup for Elvis Presley, Aretha Franklin, Shaka Khan, Dionne Warwick, Jimi Hendrix. So, you know, she blazed the iconic music trail of her own. So I want to take some time to show her some love.
What a blessing to live to be 91 years old, man.
Yeah.
I would love to see 91 years on this planet. I want 101, but 91 is a blessing. Yeah. So she lived a very long, full life.
Yeah, definitely rest in peace and condolences to the family.
Now, in other news, Kanye may be on his way to another divorce. So Kanye and his wife, Bianca Censori, there are reports out right now, TMZ has confirmed a story that their 2-year marriage may be ending. So right now, from multiple sources close, you don't want to hear this one, huh?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No love for Ye this morning?
No.
This man that might be going through, a divorce.
And Dr. Umar don't care. Me and Dr. Umar don't give a good
goddamn. Let me get to the story before y'all send the lashes over here, okay? So him and Bianca Censori were married for 2 years. This is the woman that he got with after leaving Kim Kardashian.
Yes.
That everybody was like, oh, she looks just like Kim.
She walks around naked all the time, right?
She does.
Okay, yeah.
But she has been a big part of the family. We've seen her out with North and the other kids as well. Now, multiple people around this couple tell TMZ that they are split right now and that they have been needing to split up for some time. There are also reports that Bianca took a trip to Australia to be with her family since the split, and that Kanye is planning to go to Tokyo once the divorce happens and be there by himself. Now, he has been seen out over the last couple months a couple times without her. Normally, they're always together. There's no word though on what prompted the split or who's the one who actually pulled the plug in this.
So listen, they were really married? You would know because you worked at TMZ and all that. Like, they really had marriage license and all that? I never knew they were actually married.
From everything that I knew, they were. From everything I knew.
Well, another interracial relationship bites the dust, okay?
Poor Ye.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like she kind of helped
Why
him.
not poor Bianca?
Yeah, we don't know.
Poor Bianca.
Poor both of them. Divorce is hard on both parties.
Kanye seemed like the exhausting one. But once again, me and Dr. Umar don't care.
Oh, man. Now Ye's been going through a lot, so poor Ye.
Well, yes. We'll be following that, see what happens. Because it seems like right now they just taking a little break from each other.
So we'll see what happens.
Yes. So speaking of taking breaks, right now, Halle Bailey and DDG, you guys remember we reported that DDG came out and made the statement that they were not together right now, that they are family. They're going to, effectively co-parent. Well, since then, he has a podcast called Not an Ordinary Podcast, and he's actually, been speaking out a bit just to clear some things up. So following their breakup, fans begin to drag him online. Now, this is not something new. They were already dragging DDG. A lot of fans of Halle, they feel like she's a Disney princess. She shouldn't be with him. So he deals with a lot of that online. So he got online to address some things, and he talked about the fact that that they are, regardless of what, always going to be family. Let's take a listen.
For a long time, people feel like I didn't belong the industry or the music industry and this and that, especially me being with Halle. She's a superstar. She's the greatest ever. Being around her, I feel like it made a lot of people side-eye me because they had, she's a princess. So they already had their mind set up about her, and they look at me and I don't fit that image. But it's cool. It's a reason why she stayed with me. It's a reason why we had a child together. It's a reason why all of this happened. Like, me and Halle are forever family. I will Swiss cheese your granny over Halle, and that's just what it is. That's called family. I feel like the term baby mama does sound a little ghetto. So I like to call it mother of my child. The mother of my child is forever protected by me.
Dropping the clues bombs for DDG.
Yeah.
Stay focused, young man. That's the one thing in the conversation that I believe to be very true that he said. Don't forget they still family. He's still the father of that child. That's still the mother of his child. If you think at some point in life those two won't be back together, you're bugging.
Right. And that when I watched the podcast, because I don't really know too much about him, I've been to like his label had like a dinner thing for media, and I went there, and he was, he was super sweet in person when I met him, but I've always seen the fan trolls online, so when hearing him talk like this, I'm like, man, like that's a great support system for her to have. It's really tough being young in front of people and y'all have a baby.
He seems mature and he seems evolved.
Exactly. Like it's bigger than just what, whatever they might have going on. But then he also got into, because a lot of people felt like, well, he made this announcement because they're both really public figures. So maybe he's about to have another girlfriend or she's about to have another boyfriend. So he kind of spoke to that as well too. Let's take a listen.
And I'm kind of thinking he might have met somebody already, or he's ready to start dating, and he's just trying to avoid.
No, let me say that right now, y'all. I am not dating anyone. I don't have a potential girlfriend, nor do I even think about that whatsoever. I don't plan on getting into another relationship at all, unless it's Halle. That's the only way. I am not finna get a new girlfriend. I don't have the desire. I don't want multiple baby mamas. I don't want none of that. We taking a break, like I said. I'm finna go pick my son up right after this. Let me live my life. That's none of your business.
That was another clip when I heard that response. I was like, he's carrying it the right way, and I feel like they're going to get back together.
Yeah.
But they're so young.
And what a great way to launch your podcast.
Bro.
I mean, everybody talking about you, forget going somewhere and giving them the headlines. You got your own platform.
Your own headlines.
You can control your own narrative. I love that. And it's actually good when things like this happen because you get to see who's for you and who's not. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So. And
the podcast has only been going for a month. They 44.7 subscribers, but I mean DDG is really good at this internet stuff, so the numbers are there, and he's smart about addressing things, and I think there's been a lot of conversation online around them too about why is he the one speaking out so much and not her. But I think she's always been a person that's been kind of to herself, her and her sister.
I hate when people say stuff like that. Like we be saying, why doesn't this person say anything? If you look at their history, they never say anything.
Yeah. And he seems like he's the one that's willing to, he's the shield. He's going to jump in front and take all of, because there's backlash that comes when you speak out. So yeah, so I hope they figure it out. I think they're adorable with their kid online, and listening to this podcast has made me like him a whole lot more.
What's the name of the podcast again?
It's called, I said it wrong earlier, it's called No Ordinary Podcast.
No Ordinary Podcast.
Yes.
DDG and who else? Who's the young man on there with him?
I'm not for sure who the young man on there with him is. I know it's a friend of his, but I'll get the name.
Okay.
All right. Well, that is Jess with the Mess with Lauren LaRosa. Now, when we come back, we got front page news, and then the real Morris Chestnut will be joining us.
What you mean the real Morris Chestnut?
The real.
First of all, I've never claimed to be Morris Chestnut. It's just that people in the street say that we.
I wasn't talking to you. I just said the real Morris Chestnut.
I don't like your little shade.
I didn't say nothing to you. Hit dogs will holler. I didn't say nothing about you and Morris Chestnut. I just said the real Morris Chestnut.
You didn't draw the beard in right here.
I didn't touch anything.
You got a big chunk missing.
I didn't touch
here.
anything.
I'm not even joking. It's a big piece missing. There's
nothing missing. It's the same as yesterday.
Am I lying, Red? You see it, right? I'm not even joking.
It's the same as yesterday.
Well, you need to fire your barber because he put a big chunk in your beard.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
You're a hater. But
like I said, it look like a jingle piece missing.
The real Morris Chestnut will be joining us in a little bit, so don't go anywhere. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.